Okay, come back after break. I'm continue to introduce the second step of the fourth step extension innovation method. Is LAM extension. In this extension analysis, we have the four different methodology: LAM divergent, correlative, implication, and open up. The following is the briefing introduction to this four extension analysis. Yeah, it's in Chinese divergence is a 发散数 ，implication 吻合器是 correlative is a 相关网 ，open up the 分合链Using this about four extension analysis method, it is not limited by a few characteristics of frames itself, but it truly achieves the creative without limit. So after using this four methodology, we can think out of the box. In this one, LAM extension analysis separate into four elements. In each element have a different characteristic. For example, divergent, we have the one object and multi characteristic, one characteristic and multiple object, one value or measures have the multiple object, etc. Correlative network we call same relation name and different characteristic relationship, different relations name and same characteristic relationship, and also different relation name and different characteristic relationship, etc. Implication, we have the objective implication, affair implication, implication for transformation, implication for function. And open up is a composable analysis, decomposable analysis, extendable or contradictable analysis. We have the different analysis, and I will brief it one by one for introduce how to use this analysis or how to use this extension analysis. Divergence, I call it six sword. Why? Because they have a different kind of the combination, and after you see the next slide, you will understand why we have at least the key six different characteristic change, different classification of this divergence. For like this one object, different characteristic we can diverge from basic element. So why we need to model as the basic element? Because we would like to form this divergent analysis. One object can expand different characteristics. One characteristic can expand in different value of object. However, in reverse, one characteristic can expand different objects. So there are many different combinations between the change object characteristic and value. The second one is the correlative network. How we can relate it. It is help you to solve the problem if you find the relationship between object or characteristic and value or different object, different method, different action, and through the relationship. One simple example is like this one. It's a very human relationship is very complicated. If you can find out their relation, you will understand and it affect your decision making. It's just an example. On film is an old example, but now we maybe have a new superstar have a similar complex relation. So in my during my training in level 2 or level 3, I need to form my case relationship. I used the shoe as an example and build up different characteristics. We have the shoe, separate material, different value, and the shoe composition, Floor, wear, portion is another as an item. And what is the related to? For example, this lattice fluid material related to their comfortable maintenance rate, etc. That is why I can form this network from basic element B01 related to B12, related to B04, related to B6. So that is why we change one value or parameter. It's the function. We change all parameter. This is like Chinese call 清业法动全身 one parameter change, all parameter will be followed. So that is why when we design the new product, we need to find their relation network, become your formula, and you can avoid any reverse transformation. Another is an implication. Implication is like a logic. If P happen, and then Q will happen. This means one basic element happen, and another basic element will also happen. It's an implication using this one. One happen, another will happen. It's a cause and effect diagram. I use the fission bond diagram. Similarly, it's a top goal and some implication goal. If I cannot solve the top one, I can solve the second one, third one, until all these supplementary goals happen and indicate your original goal will happen. So your contradiction problem will be solved. It's the concepts like here. Another more, in this example, implication analysis, we would like to buy is a fair element by dominant object car by car. What is the implication in this analysis? We need buy petrol, we need buy insurance, is the second level, and you also need to find the car part. You buy the car part space, and then if you would like to petrol or insurance, you need to go to the petrol station. You go to insurance company. It's another stage. And this is another stage is go to the car park, find the parking space. The last part of the extension analysis is open up. What is open up? It's like breaking up the whole into parts, 化整为零, or reverse, assembly the parts into the whole. It is some example, break up the whole into parts like the computer or this is a smartphone, etc. and or assembly together. Then you have the new idea to solve different problems. Now, another analytical method is called conjunct analysis. Every matter element or products we can separate in the 4 dimensions: physical dimension, systematic dimension, dynamic activities, etc. So they are separating the material part or non-material part, soft part, hard part, latent part, apparent part, negative part, and positive part. Use the 4 different dimensions to enhance your product to find the innovation idea. This is called conjunct analysis, 共压分析. So just like this one, I'm step by step. The first part, raw material and material conjunction is named 趋势. First, if your product, I can use another term is tangible and intangible. Tangible or material part is the phone. However, the non-material part, it means intangible part, is the band. The band sometimes more valuable than the hardware. This is one of example using non-material part material. For example, the gas crop is a material part. Very simple. However, when it contains water, the space is a non-material part, but use the salt is the element. The value will immediately increase much more than your crop. That is why we use a material or non-material conjunction analysis to help you your product. Focus on non-material part, how to value added in your product. Soft and hard conjugate analysis. We call it hard part is a many component accessory is a hard, but in soft part, similarly like software part, however, in extension, soft part is mean the connection, the relationship, the level is a called soft part. It's similarly like our software and hardware, but it's a much more. It's called talking about the relationship. Latent part and apparent part is a 前显, it's a iron block. Some it's like many quality problem is you can only see the part of the iron block, ice island, and the bottom part, the most potential problem you cannot find it. So sometimes your potential benefit or potential competitive edge you like to transfer become a latent. However, your problem you like to transfer become a latent, not apparent. Apparent is here. So this is transformation will help you for the benefit for your product or new surface using this transformation. It is one of example. If when we are teaching the quality management, we have used a lean manufacturing. In the lean principle, we have the 7 rates. 7 rates is mean I'm using this MIT word you more easy to remember. Excess motion, excess inventory, transportation, waiting time, overproduction, over processing, and defect. It is all the rates we need to reduce. However, we talk about the 8 ways is unused employee creativity. If this unused is a latent part, change to be apparent part, become a use their creativity, our productivity will be increased much more. So it is a potential advantage the management try to transfer the latent part to apparent part. That is one of example. And then it is a negative and positive conjunction. Sometimes I have a negative part and positive part. In this news is a very good example because in 2017 in Germany, there are some cargo flow is a cargo plastic cargo flow in the sea, and all this we saw this is a plastic pollutant in the bridge. However, it is a plastic it have the toy inside. So the government in Germany asked the student go to early ceremony this so they don't need to employ many effort and cost, but ask the people and children to clean the bridge. It's a transfer from negative effect become a positive effect. So it's very careful. After you have the analysis, you need to do the transformation. I just briefing the transformation because it's a level 2 or level 3 course training. Basic transformation, basic operation of transformation, conductive transformation, and conjunctive transformation. Each your new idea after previous analysis you need to transfer. So we have the 4 types of transformation. You can use the table for this transformation from B transfer to B pi. So you have the substitution, replace. We mean to replace the original object, original characteristic, original value. You can increase your value, decrease your value, expansion, contraction, decomposition, and duplication. This is a 7 basic transformation method. Professor Troyman usually will use rate the element. This is one of the substitution transformation. Substitute elephant become a stone using the boat, because without the suitable rating balance at that time. So it is one example. And we use the meta element to write here. You can see for meta element and affair element, and we will change the rating, this balance, to become a stone. Still balance, but use the elephant become a stone, this change. Another is an increased transformation. For example, action, characteristic, value. We would like to pair the mu, but another function we add is the measure the mu temperature. So it's a temperature indicator mu bottle, is like this one. Decrease transformation is a remove some function. For example, elder mobile. They don't need too many functions. We remove function, only the phone or some simple one. Expand function is Comet is a very famous. Now the grant is expand. Human become a very big grant. Another one is reverse strict. Human become very small, like 8 AMAT. So it is another transformation we understand. Composition and decomposition. We are like this very famous 7 blocks to generate. It's called a tangram. It's for creativity. We are only 7 blocks, and different combination have the different figure to form it out. The last one is duplication. It's like our production. Duplication is our production. It's use the phototype and duplicate, copy many times. So this introduce the basic transformation. The second one, I'm not talking too much, but just show the simple, the operation method of transformation. We use like the mathematical or logical gate. If you are studying PolyU or electronic, you load AND gate, OR gate, product, reverse. So they are also using this concept for your transformation can end together, add together, like the transformation 1 or transformation 2. Product is have the sequence. They also add together, but with sequence, must transformation 1 first and then transformation 2 second. Have the sequence is a product. And reverse is mean the transformation and reverse to original before the transformation status. Conductive transformation is the third step for transformation. Is some relationship to change. Is related to the cause and effect, like this one. If we cannot solve the goal, we transfer the other goal. So it is also as one of transformation under your decision. We call the conductive transformation. The last transformation is a conjugate transformation. It is some example, simple, emergent part, soft part, hard part, and latent appear negative and positive. Like the previous one, you have analysis, and then when you use it, you use the symbol for transformation in your solution. At the end, we have the core selection. Is at the end. Which one is the most useful method? After analysis, modeling analysis, and transformation, you have many different solutions. You need to use this superior evaluation method. Determine measuring indicator according to the practice at first, and then select the type of superior. It's a second step. The rating coefficient you need to add on each measuring indicator, and the first evaluation by the we call indispensable indicator. For example, safety. Without safety, others very high mark is no use. So it's an indispensable indicator. Is very important. If we pass it, we go to establish a dependent function, and then calculate the dependent degree and calculate the superior. At the end, you can select the highest superior solution. Professor Troyman said, we don't worry about this one because it is quite complicated. But after you formulate in the computer, let the computer do this work. We ask the engineer, we only define the requirement, and then ask the computer to calculate all combination of the result in your final strategy after modeling, analysis, extension analysis, transformation, and this part selection. So I'm not talk too much about this theory. At the end, I would like to summarize today the talk. On the extension innovation table, we can find that the objective and object, we have the object characteristic value, and also your condition may be a criteria, and your discussion scope, universal disclosure. In the first step, extensible analysis, we have the divergent, quantitative, correlative, implication, and extensible is the analysis. In the conjunction and other analysis, we have the material part, non-material part, soft and hard, latent and apparent, negative and positive. And then I introduce the extension transformation have basic transformation, substitution, increase degrees, expansion, contraction, decomposition, and duplication. The basic part, we have the product and or inverse operation. And then you have many ideas. You need to evaluation, for example, the feasibility study, and also superiority using the dependent function. And then with the highest value, one is our innovation solution. That is the whole thing. So it is almost finished. I introduce it is my evaluation for the level 3. I summarize some level 1 to 3 in my book. However, it cannot search in China because it is a Google acquired this book a long time ago. But it is just for your information. If you would like to have this training, you need to go to Guangzhou. At the end, I will share some my application or concept. For example, car rental, how to embroider Extenics basic element to become a new business model. For example, we call the test. We have the 20% discount test. If you're not useful, use app. and the car owner is a Uber. In the Uber, it's like Didi Dadi in China. If we change the action body is on lady only, it's a plane in America, only lady. And I know people go together, to the pool. If we change not for text but bicycle, middle or oval. So we change element, value, or characteristic, or use different function, you have the new business model. This is what I'm trying to use the Extenics plus our quality startup management system. We have the different characteristics inside. We present different business model. It's a user plan to train and of this quality system. This business model carries I'm used for startup and use this model extension transformation selection as the I call MITS. It's a extension iteration method inside each part. So we have an improve or change characteristic object or value to have the new model in this part of proposition. And then we form the extension business innovation model I embodied recently. Embodied all this part: customer, product, environment, and finance, and value proposition under extension innovation method. So at the end, some conference paper and bold. In here you can reference. If you are interested, you can ask the Dr. Fung, and he told me I will have some PDF copy for my paper. But it is a conference paper. Okay, at the end, every time for the talk about extended, I'm using Professor Troyman's photo. Let us together to establish or achieve the culture of innovation based on extended, and together to establish this Chinese original new discipline, extended. Thank you for your attention. See you in next time. Bye.